Next at 5, a look at the damages from this week's snowstorm. Some families waking up with their roof caved in. How the Rogue Valley community is really coming together during this time. And a ride along with the tow truck driving over time, the biggest challenges they face in the snow. And if you were hoping to hit the slopes up on Mount Ashland, you might be in luck this weekend. The mountain has been without power for several days, but it looks like it might work out for you this weekend.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 at 5.
The winter storm finally calming down going into the weekend. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Haley Gravitt. Let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress to see what we can expect with this storm into tonight, Sarah.
Well, this storm is going to be much weaker. It's a cold front moving through, bringing the chance for showers mainly to areas west of the Cascades. But as we're heading into this afternoon, absolutely beautiful outside. The sunshine made it in, breaking through those clouds, and a lot of those shower activity has dwindled out. Checking out with radar, just some light showers into Siskiyou County, some areas east of the Cascades, and maybe even into the west side valleys. That'll pick up a bit as we head into the overnight hours. We're expecting temperatures to drop very low. So the sun is heading down soon, so we can expect these temperatures to drop rather rapidly overnight. 28 right now into Klamath Falls, into the 40s in our west side valleys, so likely seeing some melting snow out there. And into Siskiyou County, temperatures into the 30s as we're moving into the overnight. So tonight, like I mentioned, it is going to be rather cold. Areas east of the Cascades making it into the single digits, into our west side valleys into the 20s. So we could see a lot of that wet road conditions, freezing over some black ice for tomorrow morning into Northern California, making it into the teens. But taking a look over at the next 3 days into the Rogue Valley, we will be dry by the time we're heading into our Sunday. But for most of the day Saturday, I would say we're looking rather dry. We can expect some light showers mainly into the morning, and then into the afternoon. Conditions will improve greatly, likely seeing the sunshine make its way out again. But we're expecting some rather cold mornings, not only into the Rogue Valley, but into Northern California, east of the Cascades, and the coast is not left out of this. We'll talk more about that coming up in our next forecast.
And right now we are taking a live look out at South Medford. This view brought to you by the Compass Hotel, where a family is dealing with snow damage to part of their home. At the tail end of this historic winter storm, we're still seeing trees and structures causing damage throughout southern Oregon. Tim Quintadamo spoke with a family whose home was damaged from the weight of snow and ice.
I'm here in South Medford, where an awning collapsed under the weight of snow late last night, and believe it or not, it fell right onto this car.
We've had neighbors stop by this morning offering to help.
Today, the Richardson family broke down and cleared out debris that was left over from their awning, getting ripped off of their roof last night by heavy snow. The family was shocked to see how little damage was done to their car, but it's not the first time they got lucky with their home. The Richardsons also lived here during the Alameda fire in 2020. They tell me their home was one of 3 left standing in the neighborhood. Still, the awning collapse caused quite a scare last night.
I heard a loud noise and my dog started barking, and that got me up, and my husband came running out and said, "I think it's our awning." And sure enough, because it was pretty much laying down so you couldn't see out our backslider.
This isn't the only carport we've seen collapse with the weight of snow this week. Just yesterday, we told you about a man who was saved after his carport fell on top of him. We're also seeing a number of structures with flat roofs start to buckle, like Summit Beverages seen here in Phoenix. In Medford, I'm Tim Quintadamo.
And with heavy snow hitting the area, local towing companies have been working around the clock. NewsWatch 12's Samantha Cadera spent the day with a White City-based tow truck company, seeing how they clear a semi-truck stuck on the south side of Ashland.
It's been a hectic few days for Blue Line Automotive as crews battle both the snow and the drivers caught in it. With heavy snowfalls, the conditions have made even routine trips dangerous for drivers.
It's a ton of snowfall that we've been getting. The first day was slow the first morning, and then it's just been hectic ever since. Some of our guys have been running pretty much nonstop since it happened. Just trying to stay safe out there.
While many drivers are taking to the roads with confidence that their all-wheel or four-wheel drive vehicles will handle the snow, that overconfidence is leading to trouble. Even vehicles built for these conditions have their limits.
We've seen a lot of vehicles out on Highway 140, over on 97, on the Siskiyou Summit, Jacksonville, Applegate area, a ton of cars out in that direction. Vehicles of all makes and models.
And the real danger is when those vehicles are left behind on narrow 2-lane roads. This makes it even harder for other drivers and tow trucks to get by safely.
A lot of these roads are only 2-lane roads. When you come around a corner and there's already a car in that lane, it's very difficult to get around that car in a safe manner. With
more winter weather ahead, drivers are being reminded to
please move over, slow down. We're risking a lot to be out there to help everybody. And we want our drivers to come home at night.
Reporting from Ashland, I'm Samantha Cadera.
Now, this winter storm may be slowing down, but the aftermath of the snow can make it difficult to drive. AMR Josephine County is sharing some tips for driving safely. Avoid quick lane changes and keep a safe following distance in case the road doesn't have much traction. Keep a full gas tank in case that you're stuck in traffic or stalled. Clear your tailpipe if you get stuck and run the engine. Finally, keep an emergency kit handy with the shovel, kitty litter, warm blankets, drinking water, and of course, a first aid kit. And the Klamath County Sheriff's Office is offering immediate extraction for some residents in certain areas. Those areas include Bly Mountain, Sycan Estates, and Klamath Forest Estates. The Sheriff's Office says you can call 911 and share your address or direct coordinates and the number of people that you'll need to be rescued. And also, the Klamath Falls Police Department is asking residents to shovel their sidewalks and drive extra cautious after a person died. They say that clearing sidewalks helps keep pedestrians off the roadways and a whole lot safer. And looking ahead, the city of Grants Pass is resuming its street sweeping schedule for Monday. Zone 8 will be swept on Monday, Zone 2 will be swept on Wednesday, and Zone 4 on Thursday. Sweeping takes place between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. The city is asking residents to move their cars and trash cans during that time on the day that their street is being swept. And it's easy for the snow to put a wrench in your plans, but a group of friends did not let the weather ruin their surfing trip to the coast. Instead, they just surfed in the snow. Leslie Montague has the story.
A group of 3 friends headed out to the coast to go surfing. And while they checked the surf forecast, they didn't check the weather. And during their ride to the beach, they were greeted with snow.
So that's the thing about Oregon is you don't really the waves are so inconsistent. You kind of just go when the waves are good and you don't really check the weather.
Oh my God.
Colin, Harris, and Tim are no strangers to adventure. They've hiked together, they've camped together, but they've never surfed in the snow.
Halfway through our drive, it started just blizzarding and we're continuing to get worse and worse.
Tuesday's snow didn't stop their journey to Pacific City.
I think it hyped us up more.
Once the friends arrived at the Cape Kiwanda State Natural Area, they found the parking lot covered in snow.
Let's go, dude. No way this is real.
With their wetsuits on and surfboards in hand, they hit the gnarly waves.
It was super foggy. The visibility, you could not see Haystack Rock at all. Did not feel like you were at the beach.
The moments in the sea of snow was captured in these photos, to later be edited by Tim, who for 3 years has been documenting his travels across North America while living out of his van.
I get a really good satisfaction from taking a good photo. And I really do enjoy the editing process, being able to share with everyone that these places are cool and you should go. I guess that's the reason why I do it.
It's a postcard to add to many. Yeah. And it's safe to say these beach boys aren't done riding this wave. They say they'll be back at the beach when snow returns.
And moving on to an update about Mount Ashland, they are aiming to reopen tomorrow after staying closed today because of power issues. The ski area still has no power, but says Pacific Power hasn't been able to figure out the cause for it. Uphill access only will be open tomorrow from 5:30 to 8:30 a.m. in certain areas. Right now, only essential staff are on the mountain. And if you're looking to lend a helping hand this weekend, Access is looking for volunteers for Medford's severe weather shelter. You can send an email to the address seen here on your screen if you'd like to help. Access volunteers operate Medford's severe weather shelter, which is open tonight and tomorrow night from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. You can find more information on our website, kdrv.com. And the roads are clearing up and high school hoops officially back for us tonight. Joining us live from Crater Lake High is Luke Doughton. Luke, you've been waiting for today pretty much all week.
waiting is an understatement. After all the snow and all the cancellations, we finally get to be back in the gym on the hardwood. We've got a bunch of good games tonight. North Eugene coming down to play both Crater teams. I'm excited for those. But we also have to talk about the college hoops as well. OIT and SOU snowed out on Tuesday, but they're both back in action. The Raiders getting both Bushnell teams tonight at Lithium Motors Pavilion. The women looking to extend their win streak to 22 games to start the season, while the men, they are looking to extend their win streak to 3 games. They're also looking to go to 10-6 in conference play, which would be a big deal for them. But OIT, they have both Corbin teams at home. The men are in a tight battle for the top 3 seeds in the CCC, and a win could give them an easier first-round matchup once we get to those playoffs. But the women also in a tight battle. They're in second behind the first-place Raider squad. It's going to be hard to catch them, but any win is going to help them get a better first-round matchup in the playoffs. But coming up at 6 tonight, we're going to be breaking down both of these Crater games that I'm really excited for. Going to be some good matchups as well, so stay tuned for that. Live at Crater, I'm Luke Doughton.